Welcome everyone. Hey over there on YouTube. Hey everybody here in the Zoom room. And welcome everyone. Akasha here, Nan Akasha. And hang on, let me mute everybody. There we go. And welcome. This is our celebration call. This is our kickoff call. This is us entering and creating the first of this space that we're going to be playing in with together for a couple of weeks. So, a couple of weeks, we're going to be having these conversations, processes, readings, interviews, awakenings, who knows what. It's going to be amazing. So, one of my absolute favorite things is intuition. That's kind of the normal muggle word, in my opinion, to it, but really awakening to the multiple dimensions of reality. You have a mind, you have an emotional body, you can feel those, and we can see the air, but we can't touch it and quantify it, in the way that we want. So we have many senses. In fact, we have 360 senses. So you can see that we haven't awakened a whole lot of those. And everybody's waking up now, whether they're aware of it or not, whether they're wading through the darkness, right, Reese, like we probably both did way back in the day, 30 some years ago, trying to figure out what's happening, what am I looking for, what is it called, how do I define it? And I know that if you're here, you're either new or you've been doing this for a while and you want to take it to the next level. So I can see the smoke coming across the screen. So I'll share my, here we go. And this is Copal. So this is cleansing, clearing, and protecting us. So you can breathe that in if you'd like. I also have some Palo Santo here. And so one of the things that I've discovered over the years of seeking to figure out who am I and why is this happening and how can I shift it or create more consciously, create my own reality. And this has to do with energy, right? And it has to do with recognizing energy and knowing that we're energy. So today we're having our kickoff call. I see Reese is here and Donnie is here, Donna Marie, and we're going to play for the next 2.5 hours together with you. And this is an intuitive awakening celebration. That means we're coming together. Like I said, we're creating a space. So energetically, I've created a temple of light. I call it the Infinity Healing Chamber. And I've been doing work for about an hour, cleansing, clearing, calling on different guides, because when your intuitive gifts wake up, you start realizing that everything's alive. Once upon a time, many, many years ago, I did a class called Everything Has a Voice. And it was really when I was waking up to the fact that everything, I started out as an animal communicator, and then just the world opens up for you, right? Because you start talking to crystals or trees, or you feel presences. And then it took me a long time, and we're going to discuss that with Donnie Marie. We're going to talk about how do your intuitive gifts awaken and why it's different for everyone, and why it's difficult to define and to explain how it's going to happen. I've had clients who say, well, this is happening for me, and I'm getting these feelings of a presence, or I have this vivid dream, or they have different things happening, but they're doubting it because, one, they don't have anybody who said, one, this happens, two, that happens, stop at the red light, turn left, right? And we like that. We were taught to really be put our logical brain ahead of all else. And this is the time when we're awakening, whether we like it or not. The breakdown, the metamorphosis is happening. So we can lose that old facade, that old mask that says it has to make sense in a way that was the past or fear-based for the future. What we have to do is awaken to what's our truth, what's the authority within us. And when we get to do that, we can expand into a completely new way of being, because life becomes very rich and the present moment becomes very exciting, and you want to be more present, and you want to have more time to just think, or to be open, to open up all your senses, like a big discs in every direction, in every dimension at the same time. And then you start to realize, wow, there's these worlds, there's these energies, there's these loving spirits that are here to help me. So your intuitive gifts are a part of you. You're intuitive now. And make sure you get my bonus call that I did. It's an audio, and you should have it on your delivery page. You will have it. I think it's in the shop if you just want to go to the shop. So all of these are going to be on Zoom so that we can interact with you. But we're streaming live on YouTube too. So instantly, the second that we're done with one of these, and we're going to do one every day for, I don't know, 14 days, maybe a little bit longer, you can immediately go to YouTube for the replay. If you want the replay on audio and video, and you want free gifts and all the other things, then go to nanakasha.com, Bliss Life Global Healing, and you can opt in there. We're going to send you reminders of the speakers, their gifts, and their offers and their websites. So if you want to find anybody, and you're going to find everything in one place for you. So first, I want to just share a little bit about our guests. So today we're going to play with Reese. He's been on with me before. I've known Reese for many years, and he has an amazing energy medicine school called the Reese Thomas Institute, I believe. And Reese is doing amazing things for us. He's doing amazing things for the energy medicine world. And he's got this inner gift that he fought for a long time. He tried to do the condition thing. I need to be a man. I need to do things this way. And he finally just let go and blossomed into who he was. So he's here to share some of his intuitive journey, and to do one of my favorite things is crystal bowl readings. So crystal bowls are energy, right? So when we feel it or we hear it, we're receiving information. So intuition is about communication. It's about, how do you receive communication right now? How can you strengthen it, expand it, accelerate it, and how can you open to new ways of receiving information, right? So I thought this was the perfect thing. Again, not only that it's fun and everybody loves it, but that we get a chance to receive information. So then he'll ask you, and if you share what you saw or felt while he was playing the bowls, then he helps you. I call it a reading, but it'll help you to decipher what it means, like what it tells you about yourself, and based on like what chakra, what energy center, which location depends on a particular theme. So the fun thing about intuition is it's a lot of symbology. It's a lot of understanding and deciphering information based on what it is for you. And so these things are really helpful when you start to understand some of the ways that we receive information. And then the beautiful Donnie Marie is just an incredible intuitive light worker and medium. And she is so similar to me. When we met last year, it was one of those things where I was like, I could talk to you forever. We could hang out and just, nonstop go down the rabbit hole of talking about spiritual things and energy things. And because we're working with people all the time, we get to see, like Reese too, we get not just the honor of our own journey to see how are we opening to our intuitive gifts, and how do they old patterns fall away, and how do we expand our gifts, or how do we teach this, right? Or how do we guide other people through the processes that are happening for them, waking to their purpose, waking to their passion, awakening to their restrictions, their limits, and their blocks, and teaching all of us, right? We're here to help you awaken your gifts by discovering who you are. Like Reese wrote a book called Life Purpose Profiles. And it's a fascinating system where you get to figure out more about yourself, and that will help you understand, how do you receive information? So Donnie was on our last series in the fall, and I would love for you to check that out too. It's here on the YouTube. There's a whole playlist of those. But we also have the dolphins, and working with ascended masters and healing masters and angelic realms and the archangels and goddesses and all of this stuff. This is my favorite thing to do. So earlier this year, I was so excited. We did the Goddess Sanctuary, and now we're getting ready to start Angels of Abundance, which is an experiential class, I guess you call it, but each one we're meeting a prosperity angel, and we're meeting our personalized angels, okay? Wealth and finance angel, joy and happiness angels, healing with the angels. All of these kinds of things are going to be happening when we let a few more people in. Whoops, sorry. There's Lou's coming tomorrow. And so this is the fun part, is one of the reasons I love when Donna and I talk, because it's like we can be like, oh, and this is happening, I know, and this is happening, and we sort of weave the story together of what's happening around the world. So I know Reese has this experience too, because he has all these students that he's teaching, and he gets to teach them around the world, what an amazing time it is right now that we can be supported this way. So make sure that throughout the whole series that you check out all the speakers and that you go get their free gifts if they give them, or see what else they do. I mean, many people have YouTube channels as well. And I know Donna Marie does a monthly satsang where she just creates space and she draws things in, and she's extremely intuitive. So I thought this was going to be fun, and she was really excited to chat and to talk about that. And then she's going to do Q&A or readings or whatever you want to call it, interactive with you. So if you want to do that, please be in the chat, say hi, say where you're from, ask questions. And when we get to the part with Donna Marie, we'll let you know, hey, if you want to talk or you want to ask a question. And if you're on YouTube, go ahead and put something in the comments too, because I can't see it, but my beautiful assistant, Donna, another Donna, she is going to be copying those comments or questions on over here for us. Okay. All right. So let's go and fix my screen. Okay. So we're going to start now, and I'm going to guide you through an intuitive awakening process. I don't know what it's going to be because that's how it works for me. Everybody does their work differently, and it develops over time. It develops over time as you learn, as you break down, as you have your own experiences that lead you to be desired to learn more, right? So for me, I was a work hard Midwestern girl who was programmed, told, if you're a good person, you work really hard and you suffer a lot, and you will be going along through the process of life just by marching on, just by working hard and working harder. And the harder you were working, then you might win some approval. And so since we're mostly programmed on this planet to seek that love and approval, we've all had a journey getting to this point, right? And we were intuitive when we were born. We're intuitive now, even when we're shut down and we're denying it, or we're afraid of it and we suppress it, which I see in a lot of clients, and we get to unlock it and start to let it bloom again, right? Feed it, to stop starving it in a dark cupboard. But now we have a connection. And so what we want to do is have ways to open to our intuitive gifts and to acknowledge that we have blocks. It doesn't serve to try to be perfect, right? To be like, oh no, I already know that, because everything that I do, I know is for anyone. You could be brand new and not know what I'm talking about half the time, or you could be like, I've been doing this for 60 years, you youngster, you. And either one is fine, because every experience that's available to us will take each of us from where we are to our next level. Okay. So your intuitive gifts are something that are already there. They're not something you have to achieve and work hard for, like many of us were told. You don't have to be rich, thin, married to the rock star of the universe. You don't have to have the biggest house. You don't have to have a snazzy car. You don't have to have never failed. You don't have to have anything that you may have been told was how you rated your value, right? Are you good enough? So the fun thing about energy work and the fun thing about intuitive work is that you get to, we call it the feminine. We've been very in the masculine. This isn't man versus woman. This is energy, right? So we have to have duality to have reality. You can't have something like this or something like this without two forces that blend and push against each other to create the platform for this turquoise to be here. So we have been out of balance on the planet, and the breakdown of the government and of the structure of culture and how we interact, and the pandemic and everything else that's happening right now is all part of the metamorphosis. We have to melt to the old ways of thinking and being. And when you awaken, when you just let go and you stop trying to analyze it with your brain and make it happen with your hard work, you start to trust that there is this other side of you. Because we, even those of us who've been really living much more in our feminine, there's still a lot of it that I've resisted. I mean, over 15 years ago, I remember asking guidance, and I was getting very clear guidance and visions and everything by that point. You know, what is the best possible advice for me at this time? It's one of my favorite questions, best possible advice for me at this time. Or nowadays, I would say, what is optimal for me at this time? What is optimal for my highest good? And I kept hearing, I don't remember exactly the phrase, but it was get into your feminine, or tune into your feminine side more, or something. So I'd be like, well, I'm kind of feminine, but but I can still see 15 years later, as much as other parts of my intuitive gifts have expanded, especially last year when I had my death bee sting shaman thing. After that, you just come back differently. You know, if you've had a near death experience or anything like that, these are breakdowns that are not things we seek out, yet they do often quantum leap us in our gifts, in our abilities, and they break down barriers. Like you didn't believe it before and now you see it, right? If I used to just think, why can't people who have panic attacks just get control of themselves? And then I started having panic attacks and I went, oh gosh, now I understand, right? So there's realms and realms within realms, and you communicate with them differently from anyone else. You have already awakened certain gifts, and you have gifts that are buried, and you have gifts that haven't awakened, but they're already here. So what I call your light body, what I mean by that is all of your bodies, every light structure that makes up you as an individual and you as a soul. Okay, so you're a part of a bigger soul, which is a part of source energy, which is everything. So you are infinite, you are source, everything's made out of the same energy. We're all the same. So we can communicate. It's a vibration thing, it's a frequency thing. So if I keep calling the wrong phone number on my cell phone, I'm never going to get a hold of Reese, right? However, if I finally get the right frequency, we connect and we communicate clearly. Sometimes there's static on the line. That's not clear communication. Sometimes you can't hear anything. The screen is black, right? So these are really good analogies for how you connect intuitively, because it is about receiving. I want you to also notice something else as we go. So I want you to relax. If you can lay down or sit, make sure you're comfortable, make sure you can close your eyes, and you're going to be walking through about a 10-minute, maybe 15-minute, but process where I'm going to take you deep. That's just what I do. Okay. You just have to accept who you are and go with it. Okay. That's you're a piece of the puzzle, just like me. And I had to finally let go of trying to compare and figure out and be something else, and just be who I am. And then just be really rocking awesome at it and have fun with it. Okay. So I give you permission right now to relax, to let go, to let the outside world fade away, to fully enter this infinity healing chamber. I'm going to walk you into it, meaning just let you become aware of it. So you'll notice that I'm a homeopathic doctor. I'm a master hypnotherapist. I have about 40 certified healing things. I founded a Light Body School. I've created hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of online programs, and I'm just in constant motion. I'm always moving forward, following what my heart is saying. And I use what I'm interested in the moment, or what I notice is a theme, to be what comes forward. So as I say things, I'm doing energy work with you. We've already been doing energy work with you. The minute you came on the call, you literally entered this sacred space. So I will walk you into that, but I want to invite you to begin to relax. One of the keys to awakening your intuitive gifts is to let go of thinking about what's coming next, thinking about what happened in the morning, worrying about anything else that's been that's been drawing a lot of your attention in your life, and being fully present here. This is one of the secrets to not only a fulfilling and really joyful life, but a rich life, a life that's so rich because everything's only in the moment anyway. So more you come into the moment, the more you're going to awaken your senses. You're going to relax and tune into those senses. And I'm going to be using breath. I have some nice little sound tools. And as we expand, because as we all enter this space consciously and you allow yourself to rise up to infinity, what does that mean? It's a kind of a 0 point. It's a between the world space. Energetically, that means that there's less pressure, there's less heaviness. You can expand your mind, you can think clearly, you're more connected to the infinite field. So the way that I structure my space when I do healings or classes, and I teach this all in Light Body School, is you have the opportunity to tune into the energies. So as you see them and imagine them, they become more tangible to you. All right. That visualization is years ago, I had a mentor tell me visualization is kindergarten. You guys got to get on the stick here. Everybody needs to be practicing visualization all the time because it's just the first doorway. From there, all kinds of things can happen. Now I get movies, you know, and things start coming in when I do sessions with clients. It's not like, okay, we're going to ask to connect and wait. It's like things are showing up. But that's just because I have raised my vibration, learned to clear my light body, and these different steps. So in Demystifying Intuition in the audio, I talk about the different steps that you go through in order to prepare yourself to be a clear and open channel, to raise your vibration. Because when you raise your vibration, it means you go up the scale. You go up to acceptance, you go up to love, you go up to peace, you go up to these higher states of consciousness. There's serenity and reverence and oneness there. And when you have a higher vibration, now your cell phone connection can happen to your angels, to Thoth. This is one of my number one guides. Was an Egyptian god, but he's manifested many times to bring civilization and this information. This is Kuan Yin over here. She's a bodhisattva. She holds the pains of the world and brings compassion. And she's staying until we all become intuitive. Thank you, sweetie. And we have citrine, rose quartz, jasper, turquoise. We have this amazing ancient nautilus. Look at that, with crystals that were formed into it. I don't know if you can see that. And Fibonacci spiral. Whoops. And I have a new shell here. And I love this because so I see the spiral, the infinite spiral. So all life unfolds in the same way. We have these patterns. So your light body is made of these patterns. And when we cleanse and clear them, we connect. So we have a third eye here. We have a crown here. These are just the names of the energy centers that are more commonly known. And these, of course, have receptors. Pituitary, pineal, and other glands in your brain create the all-seeing eye. And our throat chakra is actually a communication center. This is where you receive your creative expression. You receive divine wisdom. I'm not just talking about me speaking out loud. It's like a communication center where information's coming and going all the time. So when you clear this, and this is often a difficult space for people to speak up without fear, because we were beheaded and we were strangled and we were gagged and we were threatened and we were disowned and we were all these different things. And there's literally energetically, this is what I see in people. We have to repair the throat chakra, connect the above into the heart, into the body, so we can manifest into the world, but intuitively. So from your highest good, not from your ego or from fear or from desperation. All right. So you can go ahead and relax. And welcome if you've just come on. And we're getting ready. We're going to be doing an intuitive awakening process now. So I'm going to guide you through a process. So get somewhere, relax, turn off the notifications on your phone and your computer. Be fully present here. We're just going to have a blast today. All right. All right, I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose and bring it in very slowly and watch it. Use your mind, use your senses. How does it feel? What does it look like? Does it have a color? Watch it go up across your forehead and your brain, and watch it bring oxygen like life force to all the parts of that inner eye, pituitary, pineal, and then let it go slowly out of your mouth. Like a waterfall, that breath is going to start to move down through your body, cleansing and clearing cells, muscles, all the way through. And you're going to relax deeply into the moment. And you're going to let go and release any energies. that no longer serve your highest good. And out your feet. And I'm going to just give your foot chakra a little blast. There's a bright pink blast of energy I put through everyone's foot chakra. Give it permission now. This is a drain. This is important to keep open because it lets go of the energies that no longer serve you. So take another slow, deep breath in through your nose. And this time, allow it, watch it. It may change color. It may seem like liquid. It may be pearlescent. It has qualities to it. Open your senses and let it go through the brain, out the crown, and up, up, up. And it meets your soul star where your higher self lives and goes through there. Let it go and feel it like a waterfall. Your higher self, this is an energy center above your head called the soul star, is filling this breath with energy that's just for you. And it's pouring down over you through your mind and your aura, through your emotional body. Relax deeper into the moment. Now, I'm simply going to be silent, and I want you to ask in your heart, I'm ready and willing to awaken my intuitive gifts, to open my senses to the next level that is optimal for me at this time. And now just watch. Feel yourself as if you're standing in your heart, looking out at your cells and your body and your aura and your mind and your emotional field and this vast universe of who you are. And what are you sensing is happening? Because you've raised the vibration, you've cleansed, you've given commands to yourself, and believe it or not, you are the creator of your reality. So when you say, be here now, I want you to say that in your heart. Be here now. That goes out like a message, like an email to all the parts of you, telling them this is what you want. Now I want you to feel energies coming back towards you. Imagine that they were like fishing rods that are reeling back energies that you're sending to the past or to people or to places or fears or pains or anything, because you've asked all of you to be here now. What does it sense? How do you feel? Is there heat or tingling? This is all communication. Give it all respect. Do you see colors? Do you feel pulsing? Are you getting visions? I have a very vivid vision going on right now. There's like a crown floating around my head. It's purple with white glowing light around it. And then this beautiful purple kind of sky, sort of like our logo for this show. But then there's these streams that look like when you blow a little children's horn and the little thing goes out. So energy, say in your heart, I am open and receptive to my highest good, to clear communication with my purpose, my guides, and that which is optimal for me at this time. Feel yourself relaxing deeper and deeper. Shoulders letting go, arms and hands. You feel your hips, your legs, everything sinking deeper into the moment, into your heart and your truth. And above and below you, there's a cone of gold and silver light. And the gold and silver rays of creation shine down on you, creating this infinity healing temple. You're wrapped in the all-seeing eye. Allow your senses to open to that now. What does that feel like to you? What does it look like? Do you get an image? Do you feel like you're in a space? It's like an eye shape of energy around you that creates absolute clarity and connection to any time, space, dimension, or life, to any energy, guide, or reality, and to the infinite field, the infinite potential. And I want you to take another deep breath in, this time through your heart. And feel it filling your heart and say in your heart, I accept that I am an intuitive being with gifts and I'm ready to awaken them and receive. And let that breath go. And feel your intention, your declaration, and the breath merging together. And the breath going out in waves and ripples from you, carrying that intention. It's carrying this new message, these new codes, this new intention to the DNA in your body, in your mind, in your emotions. Pulse expand, pulse expand, pulse expand. Your cells begin to release their memories and take on this new intention. You feel your blood, your bones, your muscles, your electrical system, your nerves, your brain, your hair, your skin, your eyes, everything. It's shifting and changing. And now, as you relax into this infinity healing chamber, you expand your awareness. So feel your attention moving out from you through your aura. That's the electromagnetic field just outside of your skin. And depending who you are, 5, 10 inches. Feel it moving through there. What does your aura look like? What does this electromagnetic field around you now that it's cleansed and tingling and moving and realigning to your intention to remember and awaken your intuitive gifts? See if you can sense or see. Are there colors? Is it still? Is it moving or pulsing? And now that intention that you're ready and willing and open and receptive, that you accept your intuitive gifts now and you align to your highest good, to your true divine path, plan, and purpose. And you're ready to accept the tools that you pre-programmed on this fully funded mission. It spans through your emotional field, dense and heavy and full of memories. Allow this intention to give permission for the old to release. The heavy vows and contracts, the knots in your karma, the beliefs, habits, thoughts, feelings. Relax. Feel this wave, this intention, and this breath moving through your emotional field. See it, sense it. Does it look like scrubbing bubbles? Is it sweeping? Is it vacuuming? Is it just a wave washing things away like the ocean? What is happening in your field? You continue to expand your awareness now. Intentionally move your focus beyond your emotional body into your mental body, into your mind. A vast network, an enormous energy field filled with fears and beliefs, filled with hopes and dreams. And now this message, this energy, this breath moves through it. I'm not on. And it expands all the way out. And you feel your senses awakening, opening, coming into the moment. Now relax as we go to Reese, who's going to take us on a journey with his crystal bowls.